Hello there once again. Today's subject is going to be your ego. Your ego. See, because that's where all your opinions are. Your opinions are in your ego. Because if you were really living love, doesn't mean you have to love everybody. Let's get clear about this. I don't like everybody. I don't love everybody, but I believe in love and I believe in the power of love. And I believe I have an ego that likes to get attached to stuff like the things that I think are right and what I think I know and how I figured it all out. And that makes me feel powerful, because then I hold something over people. And all the people I coach are incredibly intelligent people. They have a lot of opinions, they have a lot of education, they have a lot of basis for those opinions and a lot of life experience that's fed those opinions. I'm the same way, I haven't just been sitting passively watching my life and not forming conclusions and not taking in this information and figuring out what it means to me. But a friend of mine was talking this morning about, when I get involved in like contentious arguments, it's like this way that I set myself apart and fortify my ego, which keeps me safe. But in fact, it's kind of dangerous because it can also keep you isolated and it can also leave you without any support. Because if you're somebody who needs to be right all the time and you're living out of your ego, how can you connect? How can you really meet people? How can you be yourself? Because you yourself is more than just what's up here. You yourself is a great combination of all kinds of like atoms and energy and divinity and love. And it's also got stuff, I believe this for myself, I'm also made up of things that could go either way. I have great assets that on any given day when I'm feeling completely fearful or self-absorbed, those same assets can turn into like defects or things that screw me up or hurt people. So life is not so linear. And it's like my ego wants me to believe it's like this all the time because that keeps me keeps a distance between, my fear and me. This need to be right, this need to have strong opinions. And, as I start to move through the world, and I move through the world with a proper balance of logic, which is open-minded, not ego-driven and imprisoned, and in this intuitive sense of how to feel my way into my heart, into my body, to be able to connect with you, then I'm much more whole. And I'm much more likely to have good relationships. And I'm much more likely to have positive outcomes of conversations. Because when I'm putting my ego first, it means I'm putting me first. When I put me first, you really don't matter, right? And this is the trick. This is the crux of the problem with integrity, is if I sit here and I go, oh, I love you, and oh, I love my kids, and I really care about my colleagues, but I'm constantly coming from this place of like super strong ego, I'm really saying that I love myself. Not really though. I'm really saying that I'm more important. I'm really saying that what I think, what I believe, what I need, what I know is the most important thing happening, and it's just not. It's just not. And it's a hard hit to accept that. It's a hard hit for highly intelligent people to accept that they've been striving for education, striving for knowledge, striving for intelligence, and missing the mark because they've been striving too hard to knowing something and too little to being something. And in the end, what's the most important thing? In the end, will you be taking out a list and ticking off how you were right about everything? Or will you be thinking about the way you spent your time, who you loved, what you did with your life, whether or not you made a mark, and success isn't in your head. Success is not in your ego. Success is in the self-actualization that you create in your life to be the best person you can be, to create and enhance the purpose that you were sent here to become. I don't know what that is. You want to find out? Hit me up, message me, NicoleDevlin.com. Nicole@NicoleDevlin.com is my email. We got a lot of work to do, people. There's a lot going on, and we're not getting along because it's all coming from up here. And on the flip side, let me just say this for you good feeling do-gooders out there who's like, oh, we should just share our feelings all the time and just be nicer to each other. Fuck that shit. You know what I mean? I love love and I love being nice, but it's not just all about turning the tables, flipping the switch and being like, let's all be love. That's hard to come by when you're used to being contentious and self-righteous and driven by your ego. So this process needs balance. It needs both. It needs logic. It needs intuition. It needs love. You put it in the bowl. You just see what recipes come out. And you just keep trying to live a day at a time and being better than you were yesterday. So get out of your ego. Get into your development. Think about what you need to do for yourself and to be a better version of yourself tomorrow. Thanks for spending time with me.